Hey guys, and welcome back to another tasty blended 2.83 tutorial. Today we are doing a very simple, very quick project. I'll be showing you how to make an inflatable O-ring for the swimming pool or for the beach. We'll be using a taurus and the cloth system, changing just a couple of parameters. So let's get into it. Let's open up Blender 2.83. I'm going to select everything in the scene by pressing A thrice, X to delete everything, Shift A, Mesh, Taurus. This is going to be our inflatable ring, the basis. Down in the left menu, I'm just going to increase the minor radius to 0.5, so it looks like this, okay? I'm going to go into edit mode by pressing Tab, and I'll hold Alt Shift and then right click because I'm using 2.79 shortcut conventions. But if you have 2.83, I think it's left click selection. In any case, I'll be selecting the outer edge of our torus. I'll be pressing E to extrude, S, Shift, Z, and then I'll be just extruding this sort of, let's say, to this distance over here. So what I'm creating right here is the seam, like where the frayed edge of your O-ring is going to be. In the top left menu, choose Select and then Checker Deselect. I'm just going to pull these guys down like so. I'll repeat the same thing for the inner circle. So E, S, Shift Z, Extrude, Select, Checker Deselect, G, and down on the Z axis, like so. Now, before I exit edit mode, I'm going to press Ctrl N to recalculate the normals. If you have the 2.83 shortcuts, I think it's Alt N, or you have to search it separately in the function search. I think it's space or something. In any case, recalculate the normals, exit edit mode, and we have our little torus over here. Now I'm going to move this bad boy up slightly. I'm going to press Ctrl 1 to set a subdivision modifier of 1 and W to shade smooth. In our modifiers tab, I'm going to drop the render down to 1, and this is where we'll leave our inflatable O-ring for now. Next, I'll set up a collision plane. So I'm just going to go Mesh, Cube, Scale on the Z-axis, Scale on the Y and X-axis, and I'm going to scale on the Z again. So we have something like this. Choose everything in the scene, press Ctrl A and reset the scale, okay? I'm going to go into the physics properties, set a collision. I'm just going to leave the default settings, and I'm going to choose the torus, and in the torus, I'm going to choose the cloth. I'll just go over the settings that we need to make this work. Now, if I press play, you can see that my donut is basically imploding into itself. So we want a sort of inflated look. And there's a couple of ways of doing this. So first of all, we'll use the internal springs. Now, if I press play and I see my donut falling, you can see that it just straight up falls down. And it also has that nice inflated consistency. However, we have the slight problem of our frayed edges basically clipping through the object. And that's easily solvable by going into collisions and taking self collisions. Gonna return back, press play again, and now you can see that our edges are staying outside nice and smooth. I'm not entirely happy with how this balloon is acting in the internal springs section, so I'm just gonna turn down the tension to 0 and the compression, let's say, to 1. Also, the max tension is gonna go to 0 and max compression to 1. Now, if I replay, you can see that it's going to be much wobblier. Like, it does create some of those wrinkles that you usually see on your inflatable O-rings. If we need some additional help with that, we can also use the pressure. Just set the pressure to 1, and this is going to basically try and inflate the object itself. But since we have internal springs, this is just an optional step. If we do, however, take out the internal springs and use just the pressure, you can notice quite a bit of difference in how our little inflatable body behaves. You can also increase the pressure, let's say to 4, so we can try and get the closest effect to the internal springs. Now, let's see how that looks. So you can see that it's already matching the look that we have earlier. However, we have this problem of our frayed edge that's looking up all of the time, which is sort of unnatural. In any case, you can basically scrub through both of those options. However, I would rather choose the pressure at 1 or basically just unticked and internal springs. So when we get our object to fall down, you can basically scrub for the frames and you can see where most of the wrinkles are, and that's going to be your inflatable object. Let's put another subdivision surface or a smooth surface after it so we get the nice edge, and that's it. That's essentially it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, for taking the time to check out my tips. Hopefully they'll help you out. I've noticed in a couple of videos I've missed some stuff, so hopefully in the future I'm a bit more clear of what types of shortcuts I use. I seem to have forgotten a couple of times that I bake my systems, my particle systems, so that's something that I have to be extra careful in the future. Hopefully you can forgive me that. It's at this point it's just sort of automatic, but in any case, I do read the comments. I do appreciate your guys' feedback, and I take it to heart as much as I can so I can make better and more informative videos for you. So thank you again for watching, and see you in the next one.